Secrets, if you really look at yourself, you would be speechless. What happened to being doctors and teachers? What happened to being your brother's keeper? Nowadays, kids more.
They try to get at me. They say I'm sweet just like said everything else, Petty, 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 I've been with it steady. Yes, all up on your grill, the boy. Popping off back to my thought, yeah, boy. Hey, my 97 when it's 20 years, boy.
Yo, what is poppin', YouTube family? It's the top of the week, so you already know what time it is. It's your boy, Mr.BandClap, at it again with another on point Orisha Tarot forecast spread for the week of Monday, November the 9th through November the 15th of 2020. Shouts out to everybody. I appreciate everybody who was in my live stream video that I did a few days ago. I appreciate everybody for checking that video out. I haven't seen that many people in my live stream in a while, so I definitely appreciate all the love and support that I've been getting for my videos, even though I haven't been coming out with a whole lot of them as of lately. Still in the process of moving and grooving, but I want to get y'all these as long as I got the equipment, health, and strength necessary to do them. Yeah, I mean. So, as you know, this side right here represents the bottom of the deck, the cards that were at the bottom of the deck, and this is just going to give you a overall synopsis of what to look out for and what to expect with this week. As you can see, each row is labeled by day, but that doesn't mean that you may feel these things or you may go through these things on that particular day. All of this is just a synopsis on some things that you need to be looking out for or being cognizant about during this week. So since this is only the YouTube version, I'm only going to pull the first card of each of these rows. And if you want to see the video of me pulling every single card around, and you get like a full synopsis on what you need to be expecting and looking out for in terms of this week, please join my Patreon at www.patreon.com/BandClapTV. All right, so let's get started. Now, for the people who watched last week's OPOT reading, you will know that I pretty much told y'all in the cards who was going to win the election, or at least who was going to not win the election as far as last week was concerned, because you know we still don't truly know what's going to happen. But in terms of last week, who was projected to not win, I predicted that the Legba card, which I said was the Gemini card, the Trump card, was reversed. So I mean, I don't know what other you know, proof that you would need. You know, that video came out before the election, so you all really got a treat. So now let's see, because now we're in the aftermath of the election and we've been going through a lot of things. So let's see what the overall energy is going to be for this particular week. Let's see. All right. So we got the 6 of air reversed. And we have the good karma card. All right. Very, very interesting for the overall things that you need to look out for this week. We got the 6 of air reversed. And we have the karma card. And it's upright. So a lot of people, whether you were spiritual or whether you were, just in the world or whatever, we've all been distracted by these events that's going on in the world and all of that stuff. And also on the flip side, a lot of us have been doing our manifestation rituals. A lot of us have been doing our spiritual work that's needed to make these manifestations come to pass. And one thing that I've been seeing when it comes to these past few weeks, know that we're in the fall season, and usually this season right here is the season for harvest. And for the past few weeks, the 9 of earth, which is the get out of the hood card, have been coming out. And one thing that my spirit team wants to share with you all with this is saying that for this week, definitely, and for the remainder of this year, really, really be careful and really, really be cognizant about what you decide to put your energy into this week. Because a lot of us, we got some very, very good harvests that we're trying to bring in. We've been doing the work. We've been doing everything that we need to do. But if you're so caught up on the election, and if you're so caught up on a lot of these things that's going on in the world that don't necessarily concern you, it's going to distract you from the good things that you're about to receive. It's going to distract you. And this kind of reminds me back in around 2012, 2013, when I finally made up in my mind that I was going to chase my musical passions and stuff like that. And due to a turn of events that happened, I ended up getting the attention of this record label that was in Atlanta. Now, I didn't know at the time how I was going to get to Atlanta. I didn't know how I was going to live. I didn't know how I was going to take care of myself financially, because this was before I even got a job and all of that. But I just knew that if I wanted to have a shot of making my musical dreams come true, being in this label, I'm going to have to figure out some kind of way to make this work. And with me putting so much light and putting so much energy into that request, things and situations just started popping out of nowhere. I ended up meeting my best friend, my brother, Ty Gemini, in a very, very coincidental situation at McDonald's. And I talked about that whole situation. It's a podcast that I did called Be Careful How You Treat People. And I talk about that particular situation, but it was because I didn't let the outside restrictions distract me. And I was just putting so much light, and I was putting so much of my prayers and all of that stuff into manifesting a situation that would get me to Atlanta so I can be by that label that wanted to sign me. And I wasn't going to let nothing or any situation that I was going through at the current time distract me from what I wanted. And long story short, due to a lot of crazy events and a lot of miraculous events, I was able to get there. Now, that ended up being a totally different adventure within itself, but I just wanted to bring that up because I know a lot of y'all have been working hard, even me. I got a random email today that the people in my unemployment are finally, after 3 months, they're finally about to look at my account and take this thing off my account that pretty much prohibited me from getting unemployment, because somebody told them that I worked for them and it was not true. But they couldn't even look at my account and see if it wasn't true or not, because of everything that's been going on. They haven't been able to get to it. So long story short, hopefully I will have that coming very soon. And pretty much since COVID, I haven't really been working like that in my show production jobs. All of my income has been coming from what I'm able to do on my website, what I'm able to do with my class, and also the love and support from you all. So we're all about to enter this season of harvest. So don't be distracted by the music media manipulation, the stuff that this system of soulless beings want you to fear and want you to put your energy towards, because it's artificial and it's only going to distract you from the positive karma that is due to you, that you worked so hard in these last seasons to manifest this. So don't let nothing distract you from what's yours, what's karmically yours. All right. So let's see what Monday has for us. Oh, we got 2 cards for Monday. All right. So we got the Outcast reversed, and we got the Dwarves and Gnomes reversed. So this is what happens. So this is something that can happen if you're letting outside distractions, if you're letting these outside distractions thwart the good karma that is yours. You start making foolish decisions, because that's what the Outcast reverse. Remember, the Outcast reverse represents the damn fool. See, it's nothing wrong with being a fool. Everybody plays the fool sometimes. It's nothing wrong with being a fool, because when you're the fool and you're doing things off of what the Most High tells you to do, which, you know, to everybody else, it may seem like you're a fool, but you're really not. You're just working on the divine timing that you have been instructed to do. Then this is what ends up happening to you. This is somebody who is very, very balanced, very wealthy, someone who is extremely wise. But, you know, he may not, if you look at him, he don't really look like he's any of these things, you know. He represents that person that you would take for granted, because you don't really think that he's rich. He might even tell you that he's rich. He might even tell you that he is wealthy and stuff like that. But since he don't dress in the designer clothes, and since he don't drive a you know, $500,000 or, you know, $1 million car and all of that stuff, you might not look at him as wealthy. But, you know, he's actually a very wealthy guy. Very wealthy guy. And that darkness actually protects him, because since he don't really looks like he, you know, since he don't really look like he's wealthy and he got a lot of money and he got a lot of resources, you know, that severely decreases his chances of getting robbed, you know, getting jumped and all of that stuff, because it's like, you know, why would you rob a homeless person? that's you really have to have an evil heart to try to rob a homeless looking person, you know. But if you're distracted and you're not being a fool, as in doing what your spirit team and what the Most High, what your higher self is telling you to do, and you're just lost, then that's a totally different situation. Because when you're lost, you make foolish decisions and you do foolish things. And even if you have these riches and this wealth and all of this stuff, since you make foolish decisions, you can easily lose it. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. You know, remember that. Okay, so that's for Monday. Let's see what Tuesday has for us. And I think we got 2 more cards. All right. So we got the 5 of Fire. And we have the Message from Air. Okay. So this 5 of Fire, it talks about use the same weapons as your opponents or more powerful ones. Your cleverness and astuteness should be part of a strategy to deliver an accurate blow and have an efficient defense. The struggle will be hard and tiresome. The beast will try to corrupt you. Do not allow yourself to be tempted. Otherwise, it will catch you. Fight fairly and the victor will be yours. And then the Message from Air, this is nothing but a continuation of the 5 of Fire. Because the Message of Air says, stick to what you agreed on and don't let yourself down. You have the inspiration and the protection necessary to finish your work, creation, or procedure. Negative things will disappear and your capacity will be seen. So we know, let's go deeper. We know that 5 is the house of Oshun. So shout out to Oshun, because Oshun represents the 5th house in astrology. So when fire is in the 5th house, I like to call that Shango being in the house of Oshun. And what happens, because this is the card of Aries and the card of Mars, we know that the 5th house is the house of creativity. It's the house that your inner child really likes to be in. It's right below the heart. We know that this represents children, that childlike energy. And when you're an artist, when you're an entertainer, when you're a person that deals with arts like music, artistry, all of these different type of things, the 5th house energy has to be very, very potent. It has to be very, very potent. The 5th house energy is very important when you're trying to manifest. Like I said before, your inner child, the energy that you have to depend on that comes from your inner child, what I always talk about when I say 70%, at least 70% of the joy that you have in your heart has to be rooted in something that the world doesn't give to you. That energy, a lot of the times, it comes from the 5th house. It comes from that house in astrology. So with that being said, with Shango being in the house of Oshun, you know that there's going to be a lot of passionate love making going on. It's gonna be a lot of, every time Shango is in the house of Oshun, it's very passionate, it's very fiery, you know, it's just electric, you know, and as the Patakis say, they make love for hours. So what does this mean? Well, this means that in this time that we're in right now, and you're trying to manifest this good karma, you know, you need to keep this 5th house energy very fiery. You need to do whatever it is that you need to do, whatever ritual, whatever thing that you do to keep yourself in a passionate, go-getter type of mindset this week. Because like I said, there's going to be a lot of distractions that's going to try to keep you away from, this good karma. A lot of distractions. So one way that you can help to alleviate a lot of those distractions from even coming into your aura or whatever is to, whatever it is that you do that gets your passion high, do that and keep doing that. Because as long as you're in that passionate type of field and you're not giving up on yourself, because this is the message from air. You know, air represents intelligence and communication. So this is something that you need to tell yourself. This is a mantra that you need to tell yourself every day, is I am not going to give up on myself. I have all of the protections and weapons necessary within me to defeat any type of situation that I'm going through. This is what you need to be messaging yourself every day. And in turn, you know, along with your spirit team and all of that, you know, calling on that energy of Oshun and Shango together, that beautiful braid of passion, you know, this is what you're going to need to help you to not be in this, type of a situation where you're lost because you're distracted. So you're making foolish decisions, and then all of that good karma, it just goes down the drain. And you're the one that that does this. It's nobody else outside of you. This is you doing this. You're making a foolish decision, and you pretty much gave up the good karma that you had. You know, you lost everything. So this is something that you can do, because I always like giving out solutions. I wouldn't even like doing these if they didn't come with solutions. So this is a solution right here. Look into your natal chart. Look at what's in your 5th house. Look at what's in your 5th house, and whatever that is, you need to strengthen that. And whatever you need to tell yourself to keep this passionate and strengthened, do that, you know. All right. So let's see what Wednesday has for us. All right. So Wednesday, we got the fairies and the sylphs reversed. Now, when this card is upright, this is talking about somebody who is mature. You know, they're mature. They're a poet, an artist, a teacher, a scientist, someone with fine character, faithful and tender. But when it's reversed, it's talking about a false prophet, a false illusion, a lost illusion. So this can mean one or two things. This can mean that the type of distractions that's about to go on this week, you're even going to have some people that you looked at as wise, and people that you looked at as teachers, and you're going to have music artists and all of these different people falling for this illusion. You know, nobody is above getting this smoke. So make sure, if you need to buy a gas mask, you know, don't think that, oh, I'm so spiritual, I'm so high and mighty that I don't need to protect myself from the things that this system of soulless beings is going to use to distract me from my good harvest. What this is saying is, the people that you looked up to as being wise, you might even see some of them fall for the illusion. And we all know what the illusion is. It's already happening right now. It's already happening right now. So at the end of the day, remember what I said in my last video. Knowledge alone doesn't give you power. You know, one day the student is going to have to teach the teacher as well. So never look at somebody so high and mighty. Never look at somebody as being so high and mighty that in your eyes they can do no wrong. Because as soon as they drink some of the Kool-Aid and then they start acting different and all of that stuff, you don't want to end up going off the ledge because you're following that person off the cliff, because you don't have your own mind. You don't have your own passion. You know, you don't have your own passion that you're working towards. You know, this can also be talking about more spiritual teachers, more artists, more people getting exposed for falling for the illusion. You had Chance, what's his name? Chance the Rapper. He was talking about not voting for whoever, and then he came out after whoever became the president, and he started changing his tune. Now everybody's going off on him on Twitter. That's what's been flying around. That's what's been buzzing around. So beware. Nobody is too, as long as you got skin and you're in this meat suit on this earth, you can be tempted. So don't think you're too wise and you're too spiritual and you're too divine and you're too this and you're too that you can't be infected. Anybody can get this smoke. Anybody can be infected. So make sure that you're doing the things necessary that you need to do to protect yourself. Ain't that right, oh June? All right. So now let's see what Thursday has for us. So now we got two things. All right. So remember what I said. This 4 of water, for my Scorpios, this is sorrow. You got deep sorrow because of your losses. And the reason why you got deep sorrow because of your losses is because of this 4 of earth. With great power comes great responsibility. And you failed. You know? See, this is somebody, this 4 of earth, this is somebody who know better. You know better. You know that you're not supposed to be under this spell that everybody else is under. You know better. You know that all of this stuff that's been going on is an illusion. You know better. If this is you, you know, the mature person that's the artist, that's wise, and you end up falling and you got this sorrow, you can't blame nobody else but yourself because you know better. This is talking about a member of the soul family succumbing to this. This is talking about a spiritual teacher who was world renowned or whatever, and you never would have thought that this person would turn, and they did. You know, and I'm not talking about you know, this is just what the cards are saying, because this is a very, you know, this is a very, very revered type of person. So it kind of hurts when you see somebody like this falling for the illusion. You know, it kind of hurt, because it's like, damn, like, it's almost like if Bobby Hemmett came out with a video in 2020 Shout out to Bobby Hemmett, man. Shout out to him. But it'll be funny. Like, it's like if Bobby Hemmett or Brother Panic or like Phil Valentine, you know, came out talking about, man, we all need to vote for Trump. We like, what? You? Out of all people, you is saying this? You know, so think about it. Nobody is above getting that smoke. So just make sure you're protected. That's all this is saying. Make sure you're protected. Make sure you know who you are. Realize that with great power, because this is power. Somebody's about to come into some power. That's what's up. Shoot, I'm calling that for myself. We about to come into some power. But with great power comes great responsibility. With great power comes great responsibility. And you're gonna be real sad if you end up falling for the illusion and then you turn into this. It's gonna make you real sad because you knew better. You knew better. All right. So we're getting towards the end of the week. Let's see what Friday has for us. We got a bunch of cards for Friday. All right. So we got the message from water. That's the victory is mine card. Okay. All right. We got the what's that? The 9 of fire. Okay. Oh, Oshun. What's up, baby girl? There you go. There go Oshun. So we got the Oshun. And we have, so we had all of that. And then we had the 7 of water. They got the 7 of water right here. All right. It's always beautiful when the Oshun card comes out, especially in this reading. Because remember, everything is everything. I said that this 5 of fire, the number 5 is the Oshun number. The 5th house is the house of Oshun. And when Aries is in the 5th house, Shango is in the house of Oshun. So it's very passionate and all of that. And now on Friday, which is the 5th day of the week, depending on how you count the days of the week, we got the beautiful Oshun, and she's upright too. So that's what's up. So this message from water is saying that you will have the victory. This is talking about success. This is talking about economic success. This is talking about balance. You know, you see the beautiful mermaid right there, and you know, she's emerged like a pearl in the I don't know what you call that, the shell, clam shell. And she looked like she running shit. She looked like she's doing the damn thing. So what gave her this victory? What gave her this victory? This is what's going to give you the victory. All right. This right here is talking about protecting your energy. Protecting your energy. The 9, we know that the 9 represents endings and beginnings. We know the 9th house is the house of Obatala. So when Oya is in the house of Obatala, she is very quiet. She don't talk. She don't really talk like that. She's very silent. If you wanna to see if a daughter of Oya, you know, respects you when you talk, if she gets completely silent and she gets completely quiet when you talk, that means that she respects you. She respects the words that are coming out of your mouth. Because Oya don't be quiet for nobody. She always think that she know more. Oh, daughters of Oya, they are the shrewd business women of the Orishas, and they the ones that got the degrees, and they the ones that are the queens of the marketplace. So, you know, they always feel like they got that one up on you because of their experience and stuff. So if you get a daughter of Oya, and all of a sudden when you talk, she get quiet, she looks at you as the Obatala in that moment. You know, she always gonna test you, you know, make sure you're still that. But, you know, so this 9 of Fire talks about not only conserving your energy, but your moves will be spiritual. So this is somebody who is very, very in tune with his ancestors. Each of those candles represent a spirit guide or an ancestor. And this person is very patient. He's very patient, waiting on spirit and stuff like that. And when you're doing this, it's hard for you to get distracted. It's hard for you to get distracted if you're constantly plugged in, if you're plugged in to the Most High, if you're plugged in to your ancestors, if you're plugged in to your higher self. It's going to be 100% impossible for you to end up like this. It's going to be impossible for you to end up like this. It's going to be impossible. Because how can you make a foolish decision when you're so plugged in to your spirit guides, to your spirit team? They're not going to lead you astray. So you're conserving your energy. You're fasting if you need to fast. You're abstaining if you need to abstain. You know, you're doing all the things that you need to do to make sure that you're totally tapped in with your spirit team. And this is the Orisha right now that if you are a daughter of Oshun, your manifestation powers can be heightened around this time. See, everybody likes to talk about Oshun when it comes to the springtime, you know, but people sleep on Oshun when it comes to the fall. You know, people kind of sleep on her sometimes. You know, people want to sleep with her, but then they sleep on her. So don't be fooled, you know, because what Oshun represents, she represents the result. She is the result of you being tapped in spiritually like you're supposed to be. You know, so the Oshun card and this go hand in hand, but this is you in the middle. This is you in the middle, you know. And Oshun, she represents on a physical level all the things that you've been doing your spiritual work so you can manifest. And this right here came right after it. This came right after it because we know that Oshun represents the Taurus. We know that Taurus represents the second house. She can also represent Leo, i.e. the Queen Oshun Yalorde. She can also represent the Aries moon, aka Pambagira. Oshun can also represent Libra, aka the version of Oshun that knows the secrets of Obanani. So what this 7 of water is talking about is once you get this success and this victory, don't be stubborn. Don't be stubborn. Don't start to have excessive fantasies. You know, don't be selfish to a point where it leads you to ask a lot without giving much. Do not ask what you cannot give, or demand what you cannot demand. Do not ask what you cannot give, say it again, or demand what you cannot demand. Do not promise what you are not sure to fulfill. This is what Oshun is telling you, because this came right after. So this is a message from Oshun. This is what Oshun is asking you, or is telling you. Be careful what you wish for. All these dudes talk about they want a daughter of Oshun, and then, you know, she ends up manifesting in your life, and you can't handle it. You know, you talking about, yo, I want this, I want that, but you know you can't handle it. It is a unrealizable dream or an excessive fantasy. If Oshun feels like that she's a excessive fantasy to you, if you treat her like a celebrity, she's gonna treat you like a fan, and she's gonna expect for you to worship her as such. But us, the solar beings who realize that these orishas are nothing but tools to help us to better traverse in this world that we're in. These orishas are energies that are inside of us, and we represent these orishas in our lives. You know, our souls, our inner children represent these orishas. And when you come to the situation like that, then Oshun is now at your service. And that's a totally different relationship. I'm telling you, it's a totally different relationship. And this is the reason why I say nobody really searches for the baby Oshun like that. You know, nobody really searches for the baby Oshun. But the baby Oshun is the most pure. And I'm going to talk about that in my next video that I'm coming out with. So definitely stay tuned. So lastly, with this 7 of Water card, it talks about do not promise what you are not sure that you can fulfill. Illusions. This talks about illusions that fade away as a result of selfishness. Spiritual persecution. This is a result. Spiritual persecution. A blackish aura. You know, spirit don't play that gluttony stuff. Make sure that you're not being a glutton. You know, make sure that you're only you're only asking for what you know you can handle. That's all that Oshun is saying. You know, and as long as you're tapped in with your spirit team, you're always gonna get exactly what you need anyway. You know, but you know Oshun, she'll give you everything. But she will be really mad. She'll be very mad if you mess over the stuff that she gave you. AKA, you know, she's that type of chick, you know, she'll put it on you. But if you can't handle it, don't expect for her to call you back. And depending on the version of Oshun that you get, you know, your name might not be as heavy in the streets in a positive way after. Shout out to Big Ja. Big Ja, he got this series called Redeem My Stroke. Definitely check that out. Woo! Man, I love you, Oshun. Okay, so now we are at the weekend, baby. Let's see what Saturday has for us. All right. So we got the Four of Air. And we got Ogun. How did I know that Ogun was going to pop up? But this is the Ogun reverse. This is Ogun reversed. All right. So for Saturday, as you can see, we got the Four of Air. This is talking about a dangerous situation or place. Your position is completely unfavorable. There is no escape, no chance of doing anything since you are being attacked from all sides. See, this is what happens when you have a blackish aura. This is the result of this Seven of Water. When you got a blackish aura, because you've asked for, you're making these foolish decisions, you know, and since you got this type of desperate mindset, you start to have these unrealizable dreams, and you got this passion. You'll do anything to make this unrealizable dream come true. And then, since you got this blackish aura, because you didn't listen to this, with great power comes great responsibility. You know, you were too selfish. Now you got a vengeance. Now you're coming back with a vengeance. But it's not in a spiritually balanced. It's not in a balanced type of way. So since you got this blackish aura, you got these holes in your aura, so you're no longer protected. Now this is you. You're being attacked on all sides. You're in a dangerous situation. And I always say that the Ogun reverse means law enforcement. You know, the Ogun reversed, I always say the Ogun reverse represent the system of soulless beings. We know that when it comes to black people, the system that is set in place to protect us from crime and stuff like that, shoot, you mess around and call the police and you end up dead. And you didn't do nothing. You was calling the police because somebody was doing you wrong, and you end up dead. So I always revert this to being law enforcement. Now, if by chance this represents a baby Ogun, which is a Capricorn, you know, a guy that has the baby Ogun, what this is talking about with you is be careful. Be careful about how you choose to handle things as far as with your aggression. Be careful not to, because when it comes to Ogun, you know, he's the god of war. You know, he just wants to use his machete and clear things out and stuff like that. But, you know, when it comes to, you know, this world and stuff like that, the powers, as far as in a physical way, the powers of Ogun has to be watered down. You know, has to be heavily watered down because, you know, we don't really have the same liberties as other people or whatever. So a lot of times our forms of warfare have to be spiritual warfare, because you can't see spiritual warfare coming. Most people that do you wrong and you do spiritual warfare, they're not going to see it coming, and they're not going to know how to protect themselves against it. So when it comes to us solar beings, spiritual warfare is our greatest weapon, you know. And so if you're a baby Ogun and you're going through some stuff on your job and you just want to knock your boss out, you know, you just want to knock them out one good time and all of that, don't do it, because you're going to rethink your decision. Don't make a foolish decision, because you're going to end up in a dangerous situation. you know. And with this being reversed, it talks about needing to rest and cure wounds of sorrow caused by loneliness. Nobody understands or remembers you. A lot of Oguns feel like nobody understands them anyway. A lot of them feel like nobody will remember them. See, Ogun, he represents the forgotten alpha male. Ogun represents the version of the alpha male that the system of soulless beings have been trying their best to outlaw. This version of the alpha male when it comes to black people. When they say the real niggas are in jail, a lot of them are talking about the Oguns. A lot of the Oguns that were really 10 toes down for our community as black people, they ended up in jail. A lot of them are dead. The Ogun archetype is what they're talking about when they say that, you know. So with whatever this means to you, be sure that you heed that. So last but not least, let's see what Sunday has for us. All right. So this 10 of air is the result of if you allow these distractions to distract you from your good karma, and you're stubborn, you're making foolish decisions, you know, and you end up in a dangerous situation, this will be your result. This will be your downfall. You know, this 10 of air. Or this could actually be the distraction. Because look at this card. This card talks about economic and material ruin, sad feelings, bad health. The prediction of this card is not at all favorable. So think about all the things that people are saying that's going to happen to the world since the new president is president. I don't even want to say their names. But think about all the things that people are saying that's going to happen since this new president is now the president. People got sad feelings because they wish that the orange president could have stayed president. Sad feelings. A lot of people think that the economy is gonna go down. Things are gonna get shut down. Material ruin. People are thinking that people are gonna start protesting and it's gonna be World War III. The virus is gonna come back worse than ever, and that's gonna end up running people insane, and you know, ill omens, bad health, all of that. So this is all the stuff that people are saying that's gonna be the case since this new president is the president, and it's distracting what your soul family says that you're gonna have. You know, this might be you, or this could be a reality that that you can manifest for yourself. But if you're distracted and you're listening to the powers that be, the soulless beings, the music media manipulation, you're not going to be able to partake in the goodness that is due to you, you know. But if you heed the messages in these cards, otherwise, you will be glad that you did. All right. So this is the On Point Orisha Tarot spread for the week of November the 9th through November the 15th. I hope that I spoke some positive, motivating things into your life. And if you want to see this full spread, join my Patreon at www.patreon.com/BandClapTV. I offer these particular readings on my website for singles and also for couples on my website at www.bandclaptv.com. Also, if you scroll down, you will see a link to my shadow work class. Definitely join that as well. And until next time, peace.